Hey everyone, it's Crystal here. So, when your abandonment issues start affecting you and your relationships, it's time to do something. And when you're abandoned as a child, you didn't know better. You thought maybe you weren't important. You were just being discarded. You weren't worthy of love. You weren't lovable. Maybe something was wrong with you. Maybe you just didn't get the attention that you required because that parent was gone, maybe for work. Maybe your parents separated and got a divorce. Maybe that parent just wasn't around ever. Who knows what the reason was? But as a child, you interpret that you aren't important enough to be around, to be loved, and to be pampered, and to be embraced by that parent. And it leaves an impressing moment on you. It leaves that impression on you where you bring this idea of abandonment and this feeling of abandonment into your adult relationships. And as a child, your parents didn't understand how that sense of abandonment would affect you, how it would affect your developmental phase, how that would affect you emotionally and mentally, how that would affect you when you grew up and got into other relationships, as well as your relationship with them if you have a relationship, either a good one or not so good. So that sense of abandonment you bring into your relationships and you feel like you're always needy. You feel like you need them around, that you need constant interaction with somebody, that you can't be alone. You feel this sense of need. It's just overwhelming. It's not a normal level of interaction. It's a constant need to have that space filled. And that starts becoming demanding on the other person in a relationship. They start perhaps even pulling back or, just questioning, why does this person need full attention all the time? And you can't feel loved. You don't feel loved. And you feel like there's something wrong with you. You feel like that this person doesn't understand you, or maybe they do understand you, but you just feel completely disconnected, or maybe you just feel like you're overbearing and it's bothering you. And being abandoned as a child, when that left an impression on you, then that told you that, hey, maybe I'm just not important. And then we go into these relationships in our adult lives and we think that, I'm just gonna have whatever relationship that comes my way because I'm just not that important. I'll just take whatever comes my way. Either it's a toxic or not so toxic relationship, I'll just settle. And that's when we find ourselves in unhealthy relationships, when we don't understand our abandonment issues and how they play a role in our behaviors, in our choices, in our thoughts, in the way we feel about ourselves. And we lower ourselves to a level where we just settle. We settle for the way we are. We settle for the situations we're in. And we just feel really low and down and depressed and anxious all the time. It's just a major stressor. So when you're feeling like this, when you feel like this resonates with you, yeah, you've gone through abandonment issues when you were a child. Your parent just wasn't around. They were disconnected from your life. Then it's really necessary to work through those emotions so you can start releasing the past programming within you, the past feelings that you're still bringing with you, and be able to show up in this relationship, if it's a great relationship, in the best way possible without bringing that past baggage with you. Or if it's a not so great relationship, then you'll be able to be strong enough to decide if you're going to stay or if you're going to go. But working through those abandonment issues so you have a really strong, healthy relationship with yourself, a really good understanding with yourself and who you are and how this affected you and how it's playing a role in your life right now will really help you break free of feeling abandoned and no longer feel abandoned anymore. And it's kind of funny. We came into this world on our own. We came through our parent. We came through our mother. But I mean, you're connected all around you. And yet, when we're abandoned, we feel so alone because we're used to being isolated. We're used to feeling completely alone and nobody understands because you've gone through so much and that you've endured so much as a child. But remember, as we get older, we have the choice to change that feeling of being abandoned because you are able to take care of yourself now. You're able to act the way you want to act, respond the way you want to respond to life, be and enjoy life the way you want to enjoy life. So that old programming of when you were a child, those issues of when you were a kid, no longer are valid anymore up until now. So we have to work at changing that feeling by healing some of the traumatic events that made you feel abandoned, that caused you to be abandoned when you were younger, and really come to a level of understanding, a level of just forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for them, and really back off from the problem, let it go, release it, and move forward in your life. When you do that, that's how you create that freedom feeling. That's how you gain autonomy over your life, is making that choice that you don't want to be a victim of abandonment anymore. You want to be somebody that overcame it and has these amazing, healthy, dynamic relationships with whomever you do choose. Hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.